St. Peter's College will be desperate to get their hands on the Dialog Schools Rugby Knockout competition as they take on Thurstan College, who have promised quite a bit, but now it's when it counts. Now is when it really matters. Last time the Beatrites managed to win this trophy, it was back in 2023, and they'll be desperate to get their hands on this before they kick off the league that they are currently the holders of. The weather at the Royal Complex looks hot and humid, with a bit of wind from left to right on your screen. However, underfoot conditions, well, they're quite soggy, and the field here at Royal Complex has been cut up quite a bit due to the weather and the previous games that have been played here. The competition kicked off a couple of days ago with Wesley taking on St. Joseph's here at the same venue. And today we come to an end of that pre-quarter-final phase where St. Peter's play Thurstan here at the Royal Complex, while the Royalists take on Kingswood at CRNFC. No doubt what the more balanced game out of the two would be. But having said that, I think there'll be quite a bit of expectation on the shoulders of Thurstan College, as we see the past winners of this competition in the past 10 years. As I have Sudarshana joining me in the commentary box. Sudarshana, Wesley, Science, St. Joseph's are the solitary victors, with St. Peter's and Isipatana dominating the show.
Well, absolutely. I think both St. Peter's and Isipatana have had a dominant performance in this competition. Wesley College of 2013, captained by Rahul De Silva, had a brilliant final against Trinity College in 2013. St. Joseph's winning one in 2017. The unlikely winners, Science College, their most glorious moment in schools rugby, coming under the leadership of Lasitu Karnatilaka, winning that in 2015. But otherwise, it has been a Patana Peters show, and Isipatana winning it last year against St. Peter's. That's going to be one that Isipatana will want to try and replicate. St. Peter's will be hurting because in otherwise a wonderful season. So today they will want to put up a good start. They are up against the newcomers, Thurstan College. Will be an interesting game.
Indeed, Thurstan College, coached by Shamli Nawaz. Will be interesting to see what sort of a game plan and what he has up his sleeve against this strong St. Peter's outfit, who is coached by the legendary Sanath Martis. The two teams are just going through their final warm-ups before the all-important game, and we have no doubt who the favorites are in this game. But in the game of rugby, well, anything can happen on your day, and if it's not your day, there could be very funny things that take place.
Beatrites going through their final prep before the game, and will want to make sure that they come out all guns blazing. A new look to
නව රෙක්සෝනා ස්පෝර්ට්ස් ඩිෆෙන්ස් 72 hours order protection සමගින් පිරිමින් සඳහාමයි.
Keep sweating. Keep pushing the limits. Keep stepping up your game. Keep shining. Keep rising. No matter what your fitness goal is, we are always there by you, with you. Iodex. Get, spray, go.
Creamy richness redefined. Smooth, soft, spreadable. Introducing Fondre with canola and sunflower oil.
Park Avenue, long-lasting fragrance, unshakable confidence.
නව රෙක්සෝනා ස්පෝර්ට්ස් ඩිෆෙන්ස් 72 hours order protection සමගින් පිරිමින් සඳහාමයි.
Seat Car Radials. The road is yours.
As the pioneer in Sri Lanka's bottled water industry, American Water has set the standard for over 3 decades to help you stay hydrated wherever you may roam, to provide healthy hydration for your whole home, and to nourish your growing family. With island-wide distribution, we've reached the homes and hearts of every Sri Lankan, ensuring healthy hydration for all. For over 30 years, we've brought the Earth's bounty directly to you, wherever you are, whatever your needs.
එක පැත්තකින් වාගෙනදී තව පැත්තකින් මතුවෙනවා. මේ ටයිල් එක බෑ. දෙක තුනක් කැරිලත් එක්ක. චමරි අක්කා.
ජීවිත කාලය පුරාම අල්ලන් ඉන්න නම් ටයිල් අල්ලන්න ඕන ස්විස්ටෙක් ටයිල් ඇඩිසිව්.
ස්විස්ටෙක් ටයිල් ඇඩිසිව් අල්ලන්න හොඳම කෙනා.
Seat Car Radials. The road is yours.
නව රෙක්සෝනා ස්පෝර්ට්ස් ඩිෆෙන්ස් 72 hours order protection සමගින් පිරිමින් සඳහාමයි.
Park Avenue, long-lasting fragrance, unshakable confidence.
Maliban lemon puff puff, lemon puff, Maliban lemon puff. හැමසිතක්ම පිපිදේ, රස lemon රසයේ, ජීවිතයම මිහිරයි. Maliban lemon puff puff, lemon puff, Maliban lemon puff, Maliban lemon puff, chill when lemon.
Park Avenue, long-lasting fragrance, unshakable confidence.
කොහෙන් හරි කමන්නේ ෆොටෝ එක තිබ්බනම් මට මේ බිත්තිය කැත වහගන්න තිබ්බා.
චමරි අක්කා.
පිටියට ස්විස්ටෙක් ස්කිම් කෝඩ් ගාලා ෆිනිෂ් කළා නම් ඔය ප්‍රශ්න මුකුත් නැහැ.
ස්විස්ටෙක් ස්කිම් කෝට් ෆිනිෂ් එකට හොඳම කෙනා.
Park Avenue, long-lasting fragrance, unshakable confidence.
වතුරත් ලීක් වෙලා. ස්ලැබ් එකත් ඉවරයි. බලන්නකො දැන් සාලේ කැත. චමරි.
ස්විස්ටෙක් ඇක්වාෂීල්ඩ් 2K waterproof දැම්මා නම් වතුර කාන්දු වෙන්නෙත් නැහැ. හිතටත් නිදහස්.
ස්විස්ටෙක් ඇක්වාෂීල්ඩ් 2K waterproofer සීල් කරන්න හොඳම කෙනා.
නව රෙක්සෝනා ස්පෝර්ට්ස් ඩිෆෙන්ස් 72 hours order protection සමගින් පිරිමින් සඳහාමයි.
Our forests come in many forms. They can be up in the hills or down in the plains, fed by the rain or sculpted by the sun. Our forests are deeply rooted in us. They are a living inspiration.
Bring that inspiration home. Lanka Tiles. Fine living. Redefined.
ලස්සන පල්ලෝකේ කොත්තුමි සරවිහිතේ හික්කක සිත බැන්දා මාතේ ෆයිනල් ෆැෂන් අපේ හිටක බදේ වටේ හොටල් ස්පයිසි කස් මාතේ රසේ ප්‍රීමා කොත්තුමි ෆාම් තමයි.
Welcome back to this live telecast from Royal Complex. The field here at the complex looks quite a bit cut up due to the previous games and the bit of rain that we have had over the morning hours during this day. But having said that, I think that would not be stopping St. Peter's from playing what they are known. They'll be eager to get on the field and start this game and get out of the blocks quickest. Thurstan College, well, they are quite a bit of an unknown commodity as we see the two teams warming up. The launch of the Dialog Schools season for 2025. The official press conference which was held a couple of days ago with Isipathana and the Peter Wright former skippers bringing out the Rugby League trophies, and all the skippers from the respective schools lining up with the A division schools as well, the top division schools as well, taking their place, and the officials from the Sri Lanka Schools Rugby Football Association having their say as well.
Yeah, important occasion for schools rugby in Sri Lanka as the dignitaries came in for the all-important launch. Dialog, of course, being that ardent supporter of sports in the country, not only rugby but sports in the country, coming forward to sponsor this tournament, and also the Papare bringing you live pictures and making sure this reaches every corner of the globe. And if you are a fan of the game, chances are you are already locked in to this. The Dialog Schools Rugby Knockouts, pre-quarterfinals, these two games which are today, that's Thurstan, St. Peter's and Royal College taking on Kingswood. The final of the pre-quarterfinals or the round of 16th quarterfinals will be worked out next weekend, 3rd and the 4th, with semi-finals lined up on the 9th and the 11th, with the all-important final on the 18th. But a lot of eyes will be on the Dialog Schools Rugby League 2025. The first round will happen from the 6th to the 6th of July within the month, and the second round commencing on the 18th of July and will continue up until the 10th of August.
Plenty of rugby action lined up throughout this months to come, with the groups of the league. St. Peter's, DS, Wesley Science, St. Anthony's and Ananda in Group A. Isipathana, St. Thomas's, Zahira, Dharmaraja, Kingswood and Mahanama in Group B. And in Group C, it's Royal Trinity Vidyartha, St. Joseph's, Sri Shumangala and Thurstan College. By the looks of it, Sudarshana, what do you think is a group of death, and what do you think looks like the more easier group?
Well, straight out of the bat, I think Group B has really put their hands up, isn't it? 3 of that 6 teams have already qualified for the quarterfinals, Isipathana, St. Thomas's and Zahira. So that's going to be a close tussle between those 3 teams for that 2 spots that are on offer. We will be able to have a precursor next week when Isipathana takes on Zahira College. Isipathana will take on Wesley College, but Isipathana, St. Thomas's, Zahira are going to be a very, very closely contested affair. Group A also has St. Peter's, DS Senanayaka College and Wesley College who are going to be going at each other. And in Group C, Royal Trinity Vidyartha, St. Joseph's, despite Vidyartha and St. Joseph's not having their way in the pre-quarterfinals, they will have plenty time to work on what they missed out come the season. And also do not discount the Antonians, Kingswood, Sri Sumangala, and also the newcomers, Anand College, Mahanama College alongside Thurstan College. So we are in for a treat, Romario, especially because of the fact that this league season there are no out-and-out favorites in the ranks, and there have been a couple of teams who have put their hand up, yes, but we do not have out-and-out favorites, so it's going to be a very, very interesting one.
Indeed. 3 teams from Group B have already qualified. Kings would have an opportunity to make it 4, but St. Peter's, well, on the cards, they should make it through to the next stage. DS and Wesley from Group A have made it through. So from Group C, it's just Trinity who have made it through, and Royal will be hoping to accompany them going forward into this knockout, the quarter-final stage of this knockout competition. We are about 10-12 minutes away from kickoff, with all of these teams, well, rather both of these teams, just doing their final touch-ups, practicing some defense, attack, and they'll be eager to get the game going. And also, as you rightly said, Sudarshana, before, Dialog have been a mainstay in sports in Sri Lanka, and they are continuing to come forward and sponsor all of these many of these teams rather, and the tournament as well. And also, we should not forget that they are the main partners of the New Zealand under-85 team series as well, which is scheduled to be played on the 4th and the 10th of May. The New Zealand team will be arriving in the country on the 30th of April, and will be staying here for a good 10 to 12 days. So that will be something to look forward to for the Sri Lankan team as well, because it will be some good match practice before the all-important qualifiers for the World Cup.
A brilliant precursor for the Asia Emirates Championship that will commence in June. It'll be a very good test of skill and resolve, because most of these players are going to be extremely skillful for the New Zealanders. Despite being an under-85 team, I believe Romario, most of these boys will be knocking on the doors of those Mitre Cup teams. They will be knocking on the doors of these Super Rugby franchise pools, so they will want to make sure that they have a very good outing against the Tuskers as well. And the Tuskers, of course, it's going to be interesting to see who will return to the squad after their injury layoffs. We saw the likes of Adisha Veeratunga, Tarinder Rathwat, they were not present in that game against Malaysia, but we will have to see who returns and how the Sri Lankan combinations happen.
Indeed. Before we go any further, we will go in for a quick commercial break and be back on the other side with lineups and kickoff.
වතුරත් ලීක් වෙලා ස්ලැබ් එකත් ඉවරයි. බලන්නකො දැන් සාලේ කැත. චමරි.
ස්විස්ටෙක් ඇක්වාෂීල්ඩ් 2K waterproof දැම්මනම් වතුර කාන්දු වෙන්නෙත් නෑ. හිතටත් නිදහස්.
Swistek Aquashield 2K waterproofer. සීල් කරන්න හොඳම කෙනා.
නව Rexona Sports Defense 72 hours order protection සමගින් පිරිමින් සඳහාමයි.
Maliban lemon puff puff, lemon puff, Maliban lemon puff. හැම සිතක්ම පිපිදේ. රස lemon රසයේ. ජීවිතයම මිහිරයි. Maliban lemon puff puff, lemon puff, Maliban lemon puff.
Maliban lemon puff. Chill when lemon. නව Rexona Sports Defense 72 hours order protection සමගින් පිරිමින් සඳහාමයි.
ලස්සන පල්ලෝකේ කොත්තුමි සරවිහිතේ හික්කට සිත බැන්දා මාතේ ෆයිවල් ෆැෂන් දපේ
හිටක බදේ වටේ
හොටල් ස්පයිසි ගස් මාතේ රසේ ප්‍රීමා කොත්තුමි ෆාම් තමයි.
Park Avenue, long-lasting fragrance, unshakable confidence.
Seat Car Radials. The road is yours.
Park Avenue, long-lasting fragrance, unshakable confidence.
Welcome back to this live telecast here. Sun is beating down on us as St. Peter's College have made their way back into the sheds for their final team huddle before kickoff. However, Thurstan still just going through the final warm-ups. Time kickoff fast approaching, Sudarshana. It'll be interesting to see what sort of a game plan St. Peter's bring out against this Thurstan College team.
Yeah, going to be an interesting one, and also I'm very interested to see what Thurstan will try to do here this season. Last season it wasn't kind to them. It was a difficult task for them to try and match up to the big guns, but it's the second year running that they are in this top division, so they would have learned a lot from the last season. As we take a look at the results so far, Wesley College versus St. Joseph, that was a high scoring affair. 69 points in total in that game, 36 points to 22. Wesley winning that one in the second half with absolutely brilliant performance. 29 points to 48, despite the scoreline looking very comfortable for DS Senanayaka College. Dharmaraja was in that game for 3/4 of the game, but DS managed to run away from them in the last few exchanges. Zahira Vidyartha was the most closely contested game so far in this round of 16, which was played out at Havelock Park yesterday. 16 points to 12. Zahira coming on top of the lads from the Hill Capital. Isipatana College ran riot against Sri Sumangala, putting up 61 points to them. Tomians with a big win against Science College, but they will be concerned about the fact that Science managed to score 35 points. 59 points to 35 was the score in that game, which was played at CRNFC. And the game that was played under lights, Trinity College with a commanding victory against the home time rivals and the cricket big match rivals, the Antonian, 62 points to 5.
Friday's games surely did kick off with a bang. Did this Dialog Schools Rugby knockout competition. Things did carry out the same on Saturday as well, and will be no doubt hoping for pretty much similar action on Sunday to round off this pre-quarter final stage of the tournament. Thurstan College just heading back down the tunnel to head back out with their jerseys on and to be ready for kickoff. Crowds coming in slowly but surely here. The Pete Wright fans, of course, following their team and going behind them wherever they are. Peters will no doubt want to come out of the blocks quickest, knowing that they would not want to keep Thurstan in the game. They'll want to kill them off within the first 20 minutes itself, because teams that hang in there do have the tendency to spring a surprise or two. But given last year's results and this similar game as well last year in the league, St. Peter's ran riot, and they'll be no doubt hoping to replicate that, Sudarshana.
Yeah, absolutely, Romario. So far from the teams, the 6 teams that have booked their place in the quarterfinals, Isipatana College will take on Wesley College in the quarterfinal alongside, and DS Senanayaka College will meet whoever is the victor against Royal College versus Kingswood College, which is played out today as well. Trinitians will take on St. Thomas's. which will be on the 3rd, and Zahira College will take on the victors of this game. Peters versus Thurstan College is going to be an interesting one, because for Peters it will be back-to-back games at the Royal Complex, with that game scheduled to be played here as well. And I think for both the coaches, especially Coach Marty's, what will be important for him is that the structure and the plan that he's put in place is followed by the boys. He will not be too concerned about the amount of points that they score, but the fashion that they get the win. Thurstan, on the other hand, again, they will want to make sure that they try and put some control into the game. They will want to make sure that they test and they confirm that they belong in this top league, and they will want to make sure that they showcase what they can do in these top leagues in today's encounter.
St. Peter's College coming out to massive ovation from their fans. The first time that a few boys will be done in the first 15 jump, while there are some experienced campaigners as well. Tarindu will be the referee in charge, with Suranga Arunashanta and Ashana Vijayveera assisting Tarindu Pereira in the centre. Tarindu Pereira getting his first go in this season, and no doubt he will want to impress on this on his first run out as the man in charge in the centre.
Yeah, great to see some new referees in the rank as well. It bodes well to their development, and also is a statement of the commitment of Sri Lanka Society of Rugby referees, trying to get in new faces and new referees prone to be officiating at the highest level. Last season we saw, during the club season, we saw Charan Lenage becoming the first female referee to officiate a division club rugby game, and here we have Tarindu making his debut in the top division in the schools segment. Again, however, we would be really grateful if we do have the referees' communications on the broadcast as well, Romario. That's something that we can work on as Thurstan College kicks off.
Apu Arachi with the first kick-off in this game, rather the kick-off in this game collected by the Pete Wrights, as their blockers come running and prepare for the first box kick. Well weighted, let bounce by the Thurstan College players. Not a good thing to do, but thankfully for them, the ball bounced into touch.
Well, never a good thing to let the rugby ball bounce, because you really can't predict where it will go. But Thurstan showing some good intake, kicking short and trying and chasing that down, putting pressure on St. Peter's, forcing them to go to the kicking option. Now possession with the hands of the Thurstanites. They will want to make sure.
Karunanayaka misses his target as the ball is collected by Pereira, the big number 8 for Peters. Now from the base goes Dinsara to his line. Running in straight and hard was the centre Aditya. St. Peter's College straight away spinning the ball wide. Now Vishenka gives it out to his winger. Will this be the first try? Well, on his feet, but by the looks of it, was it forward or in touch?
Seems like there has been a foot in touch by the winger. Interesting move where Vishenka has dropped down to the fullback position. Romario being the skipper as well. He has a position at that.
Straight away, spinning the ball wide. Now Vishenka shows, gives it out to his winger. Will
Yeah,
this
being
be the
dragged out
first
that
try?
time.
Well,
Visheka was going to be a handful. Charged down this time by the Patriots. Referee, however, brings back play because there was a knock-on during line out.
All a bit in slow motion. The Thurstonite kicker as well. The fly half, was it Veeraratne? Taking a bit of time, taking his own cool time. Well, now he will know that he doesn't have all the time in the world. He needs to just get on with things. Hapu Arachi feeding the scrum. St. Peter's College pushing their 9 to the 5-meter line. Horrible pass there by Hapu Arachi, and the ball goes dead in goal, and straight away a 5-meter scrum for St. Peter's College and an opportunity.
5 meters.
Well, if there was ever a hospital pass, that was one. The fly half really struggling to get his hands on that ball. It was twice the size of him. Pressure on Thurstan, a 5-meter scrum. The number 8 for St. Peter's, Pereira, will be licking his fingers.
Dinsara feeds the scrum. To the short side they go. Dinsara gives it out, and here's the first try for St. Peter's College. The first Amana Bank try coming courtesy of Jayaratne. The winger makes easy work, and he dives over to score the first Amana Bank try for St. Peter's College, Sudarshana.
Yeah, copybook score easy as you like. And when you give opportunities for a team like St. Peter's, 5 meters out,
They go.
8, 9, ideally 14, but 11 comes in. Touches down in the corner. First Amana try. If Thurston are going to continue to do mistakes of this sort, it's going to be a long, long afternoon for them.
Rusit lining up this conversion in the number 14 jumper. Takes his time. Just doesn't have the legs on that kick, as the conversion isn't successful. However, St. Peter's College opens the scoring with an early try. Early on, suicidal play by Thurstan College. Just not helping his team settle down is Hapu Arachi, the scrum half. But he is tasked with all the key duties, and a good kickoff on that occasion, but just left behind by the Thurstonite player who was chasing it. Now St. Peter's College, to the line they go. Through the hands, Vishenka puts boot to ball. Finds yards of space. Again, the ball let bounce by the fullback, and he is collected. Now isolated. St. Peter's College with a great drive coming in. Ball has been turned over. St. Peter's College red hot on attack. Unfortunately, just a slight knock on there by Wahab, leaving the ball behind, as another opportunity for St. Peter's College goes begging. But some promising play by the Patriots.
It's great recognition space at the back by
St.
the
Peter's
Patriots
College
skipper
with a
Vishenka.
great drive coming in. Ball has been turned over.
But just when they were
Peter's
trying to
College
go on a roll,
red
they
hot
lose the
on
ball
attack.
forward. There's the knock on coming from the scrum half.
St. Peter's College trying to steal that ball from the breakdown, but the Thurstan players somehow managing to hang on to it. Now to the fly off, and this time around a better pass from Hapu Arachi, and the ball has been cleared by the Thurstan fly half. Veeraratne, that was the man with the task of clearing his lines, and doesn't find plenty of meters, but somehow manages to put the ball into touch. Now throwing in to the line out. Pereira for St. Peter's College. Into a full man line out. The referee having a bit of a word. Preparing. Line out throw. Not the cleanest. Lost as Thurstan College. Now through the hands they go. Smother tackle coming in there by the pit right centre. That was Mantusha. However, Thurstan still with position. Numbers on the outside. Straighten they need to do. But the ball has been popped back inside, and now Thurstan College just needed to hold on to that. Did Karunaika, the hooker, but thought of popping it and popped it into his opponent's hands. Grateful grasp of Jayaratne in the number 11 jumper for St. Peter's College. Now to the line they go. Good power coming in by the pit right centre there. Here goes Vishenka through the hands to the winger. Steps on the gas, cuts back in. Just losing his foot in as he was putting on that final step. And yet again, slippery ball, and their hands letting them down, do St. Peter's.
There was a very good pressure put on by the defense as well from St. Peter's, putting some pressure on that last breakdown.
Through the hands to the winger.
The final step is not sticking on the ground. And take a look at this. The arriving player, the number 5 for Thurstan College, that was Bandara, putting some pressure which forced that error.
Slippery ball.
Scrum half clears, and well, not the best of clearances there, but thankfully for Veeraratne, the Thurstan fly half, he did have a penalty advantage coming his way, and the referee straight away goes for the penalty. Veeraratne puts boot to ball and finds a good touch. Does Isitha Veeraratne in the number 10 jumper for Thurstan College. Now a shortened line out. Throwing in is Vinuka for Thurstan College. Shortened 4-man line out. Collected by the jumper. And to the line they go. Here goes Veeraratne into a yawning gap, runs the big centre, that was Sasira rather. A penalty advantage, is it coming? Not too sure. However, Thurstan College with possession. Now the arm comes out for a penalty advantage. And straight away spots some space, does Veeraratne. But not the best of kicks there by Isitha, as the referee goes back for the advantage. Sudarshana with the tackler not rolling away fast enough.
Good encouraging play from the Thurstan to make sure that they try and get some purchase from him.
Straight away spots some space.
Penalty opportunity. If they can get distance from this, they will want to create a scoring opportunity, because what's going to be very important is that these kind of opportunities are not going to come too often against a team like St. Peter's. So Thurstan need to really buckle up. Like you said, there was a massive gaping gap that opened in the middle, but I believe the big number 12 from Thurstan, Sharusha, didn't look like he had the pace to try and penetrate that.
Vinuka this time around preparing to throw into a full man line out. Collected at the front. No, he doesn't. Unfortunate there. But well, The referee says that the ball was knocked on by the Thurstan lock forward. Dilin was trying to collect that ball. Here you see the replay there. Two knock-ons by the two teams, and scrum is awarded to St. Peter's College.
The referee says that the ball was knocked on.
Patriots now with an opportunity.
Through the hands they go, inside their own 22. Vishenka thinks better off and puts boot to ball. Good chase coming in, and the ball has been left behind. Now here goes the St. Peter's College centre. That's in the number 13 jumper, Netshan, and he rounds it off under the post for the second Amana Bank try. St. Peter's College making easy work out of this Thurstan College defence, and coast to coast they go.
Yeah, almost coast to coast. Mantusha, the moment he collected it, he's looked in front. So there was absolutely no one in front of him. Too much of work to do for the sweeping fullback of Thurstan. And Mantusha says, thank you very much, I'll take this one. Second Amana Bank try for St. Peter's College.
News from CRNFC is that Kingswood are in the lead, a slender 5-point lead with about 10 minutes past there as well. As by the looks of it, the conversion wasn't successful. Vihan was the kicker, or is the kicker rather, in the number 14 jumper for St. Peter's College. I learned that conversion was charged down this time around, though. The restart was collected. They have been trying that on a couple of occasions. Third time lucky are the Thurstanites. Now the big forwards wrapped up man and ball by this Russian Patriot defense, Sudarshana.
Brilliant stuff from the Thurstanites. Here's a big strong run and a lovely offload by Thurstan. What they will look for is continuity. If they can settle down, build a couple of phases, suck in the Patriot defense, they will want to make sure that they get a score, and that getting a score here, Romario, is going to be absolutely important for the Thurstanites to keep the game alive. You can't let Peters run away with it. Isolated, pouncing on that ball were the Peterites. But referee Tarindu says you need to release in order for you to have a go at the ball, and Thurstan with their first opportunity of getting some points on the board.
It'll be interesting to see that replay there, because the Thurstan player was clearly isolated, and the Peterite defenders, they were first to the scene, just did not clearly release, and also there was a knee on the floor. But first opportunity for Thurstan College to get some points. Akish Kumara in the number 15 jumper for Thurstan College makes no mistake as the touch judges raise their flags, and Thurstan College get on the board with 3 points.
This is what the Peterites will hope to avoid. They will want to try and keep things under wrap. They will want to make sure that they are the ones dominating, dictating terms. Deep kick this time by Vishenka. Plenty of time for Thurstan to respond. And the reply, a kick just about 7 meters out from the halfway mark.
Skipper Vishankar putting his hand up, taking a responsibility as Kings would score their second unconverted try.
Seems to be an interesting encounter at the London place. Romario Kingswood, who haven't been that impressive team that we've known them for in the past couple of seasons, getting a good start against Royal College. Patriots on the other hand here with a good carry through their centers. Now going to the outside channel. This is the channel that they've exploited the Thurstan defense.
Thurstan College somehow managed to secure that pass by Vishankar, and they have done extremely well to clear their lines. So St. Peter's College scoring two early tries, both unconverted, while Kingswood on the other side as well scoring two unconverted tries. So it's Shenuka Pereira who is tasked with the hooking duties at the line out. Finds his target. Yes, he does. Through the hands. Not the best of collections there, but here goes the big flank. Pump in his legs. Trying to get away. Here goes the skipper. Bouncing off a couple, but he's brought down. Gain line has been breached though. St. Peter's College, hot on attack. Big prop forward, that's Janut taking the ball up into contact. Now his fellow prop forward in the number one jumper, Revon, that is. St. Peter's College making some good headway. Now numbers on the outside. Are they able to breach the line? No, they are not. Setting things up. Dinsara from number 9 gives it out to his forwards. Thurstan player falling all over that ball and conceding the penalty. Now Dinsara takes a quick tap. Forwards getting in the way, but he sends it out wide. Center, step in one, step in two, beating a couple of players. He goes through for an Amana Bank try. That's Pramukh Theekshana. Beating a couple of players and dotting down, well, rather diving over under the post for St. Peter's College.
A brilliantly contested one that time for the Patriots as Vishek Silvadilu complies and converts through a drop kick. First converted Amana Bank try in the game for the Patriots. The Patriots center. Aditya deciding that he'll straighten things up, but then after he broke the second tackle, decided I'll go all the way. Touches down and with a good reach. So 3 Amana Bank tries for St. Peter's in quick succession. 20 minutes on our clock, 17 points to 3. Thurstan need to make sure that they try and hold on to possession as much as you possibly can. Because remember, if you don't have possession, you can't score tries, and that will frustrate the Patriots. It'll be important for Thurstan to try and keep their heads up. The restarts, Romario, have been good. They have been intention behind his last restart. We saw them running on to it, so it's going to be important how they take it from here on as well, because Patriots, remember, will be privy to that now.
Apu Archie kick in as Netru chasers. This time around again, they manage to get their hands on the restart at the end of it, but just a bit too much on that. Now Thurstan College just trying the same option over and over again. It would be good to see if they have any more up their sleeve. Feeding the scrum is the Patriots scrum half, Senut. Breaking from the tail. Gives it to Senuth back again. Vishenka puts boot to ball. Sweeps. Does Hapuarachi, was it? But by the looks of it, the tackle was a bit high. And St. Peter's College concede yet another penalty. Bit of indiscipline creeping through there by the Pete Wrights as time has been switched off. There you see that replay there straight away. Divankar smashing the head of the Thurstan sweeper. He's lucky that there is no TMO here.
Wrist contact on head is frowned upon in the modern game and will be reprimanded. So players need to make sure that they have their discipline on point from the get-go of the season, because sometimes just that bad thought might affect your team in the next games as well. Going to number 6, Thurstan College. Not straight, and Petroids get that call because of the fact that they put a man up. It's going to be very important for most of the teams, because if you're not going to contest the ball, the opposition will have a free go at the line out.
Indeed, Sudarshan, it also could be a tactic that you just raise your man and hope that the opponent throws the ball not straight.
Yeah, absolutely, Bromario. It doesn't have to be a fully set lifter. It could be the 7 style, one person lifting the other. The requirement is that you put a man up, and that's what's going to be.
Senuth to Wahab, and here goes the centers. Short pass to Netshan. Now Senuth setting it up. Wahab through the hands. Skipper to his winger. St. Peter's College, well, their back line look really, really good. In a red hot form. Just as I say that, one player just leaves the ball behind. Senuth back to the line. Here's a try scorer. Gives it out to his outside center. Shows, goes, steps inside, beats a couple of players, and he will go over for an Amana Bank try. Will Netshan Mantush. St. Peter's College running away with it, Sudarshan.
Oh, absolutely. Showcasing the superiority that they possess, especially when it comes to the personnel. The backs looking in motion, attacking those lines, attacking the spaces, showcasing the physical dominance that they possess. Petroids on a roll.
Peters College running away with it, Sudarshan.
Referee getting a bit of running repairs done. Communication just failed him by the looks of it. Now Vihan lining up this conversion. It's not had the best day off the boot. A bit slow with setting things up, but this time around he does pierce the uprights. Does the fullback, does the winger rather, beg your pardon, as Vihan makes no mistake with the conversion, and that is the second converted Amana Bank try for St. Peter's College.
$24 points to 3, and Patriots now turning the wheels here. Need to make sure that they keep up the momentum, because what you want from a team like that is to make sure that you execute perfectly every time throughout the 70. Thurstan need to absolutely hold on to possession. They need to capitalize on possession, and yet again I brought this point up yesterday as well, Romario. I eagerly request the organizers to try and organize a couple of ball boys around the park, because after every restart there seems to be a small delay until the ball comes into play.
Restart collected by St. Peter's College. Scrum half goes to his box kick. Paddling back was the fullback for Thurstan College. However, he finds land as his opponent steps him and does the pit right player. Now on the 50-meter line. Wahab gives it out to his big forwards as they set things up, not breaching the gain line. However, St. Peter's College still with position. Senut to Wahab. Here goes the centers. Vishankar draws and passes. Ball lost forward this time by Vihan. And they will come back for that knock-on.
Well, despite the 4 tries, these are the unforced errors that will be frowned upon by the coaching staff. They'll want the Patriots to perfect these, to make sure that you capitalize on these, and to make sure that you hit the ranks straight up. It's a young fly-off that's in operation for the Patriots in that number 23 jersey. Wahab. A little small-made lad as well, so he will be under some pressure. St. Peter's rushing up and really cramping the space for the Thurstanites. Little dink, referee playing advantage. He will come back for the penalty for a late hit on that little dink. So opportunity for Thurstan to go into the opposition half. But the problem, or what will bother them, is the fact that the line out hasn't been operating very well, Romario. That's an area that you really need to fix. Because if your line out is giving you doubts, your attacking options are very, very limited.
Coach Shamli Nawaz would have put quite a few hours into training all of these, the key components of the game. Karunanayaka preparing to throw into the line out. This time around they opt to go short and the maul has been set up. The line out was won by Netru as the Thurstanite maul keeps going forward, but now second shunt coming in by St. Peter's College. As the referee says once, the ball does not seem to be emerging out of it as St. Peter's College win the turnover.
Very good work done by the Patriots. Despite that early advances by Thurstan, they managed to rally around each other. They were behind the offside line, rallied together, put in a coordinated effort which stopped Thurstanites on their tracks and then forcing that loss forward with the pressure that came in from Peter's. Great stuff.
Experience showing for St. Peter's College. Scrum fed by Senut. To his back line. Through the hands they go. St. Peter's College. Numbers on the outside. Vishankar draws and passes. Here goes the number 14. In fact, the number 11 keeps the ball in a single hand, beats a couple of players, and he will go over for yet another Amanabank try. Rounding it off under the posts, does Divankar. As St. Peter's College race ahead in this pre-quarterfinal knockout game against Thurstan College.
Superior skill, superior speed, paving way for the Patriots to get that score. That was Jayaratna in the corner. A slight step to get him pace. He was half committed to offloading it to Vishenka, but realized there was no man chasing him, or the closest one was way far ahead, and he had plenty pace to go right underneath the post. And Royal College ground with some wet and soggy underfoot conditions would have been nice to dive on. Second time this has happened, Romario, so that's going to be something that will be spoken about. The kick being charged down. Rasit taking all the time he needs. Cool and calm and collected sort of way of kicking. He can do that if he's going to convert from 50 to 60 meters out, but not right in front of the post like that.
Taken a bit too long for his liking, and his opponents pouncing on it not once but twice. Hapu Arachi. Well, also we must say that the cover tackle from Kumar was not the best of tackles, as the Patriots went over. Again, Hapu Arachi overcooking the restart.
Well, the idea is, you understand that the idea is good from the Thurstanites. They want to keep it short. They want to make sure that it's contestable. But Papare twice haven't been able to try and get the target right. The young scrum half. Update from London Place. 17 points to 7. Kinswood in the lead, despite being one man down with a yellow card against the Randall Seals boys. But they got to make sure that they keep up this momentum, because Royal College traditionally is a team that really plays well in the second half, in the second 35. So they will want to try and capitalize. Now opportunity for Thurstan.
On the brink of half time. Well, it's actually really good to have schools rugby back, Sudarshan.
Absolutely, Romario, absolutely, 100%. I think if you are a rugby lover in the country, it's brilliant to have schools rugby back, and it's brilliant to be in this com box for the Papare, Sri Lanka's #1 sports channel, who, mind you, are also at the same time telecasting an international tournament as well, the Women's Triangular Series, which is happening at R. Premadasa. Today, I believe it's India versus Sri Lanka game that's happening at Premadasa, with South Africa also being part of the tournament. So plenty of stuff happening, but the Papare delivering every time.
Indeed, time and time again. This time around, St. Peter's College good with the line out. Wahab switches things to his center. In the number 12 jumper, it's Pramukh. Step in, beat in a couple of pairs. Still on his feet was Pramukh. Ball squirts out, and it has been knocked on. Well, Sudarshana, as we said before the game kicked off, all the teams are quite equally balanced. And
yes, I think with the beat right, so what will really frustrate the coaches so far is the fact that the ball protection around the ruck area, the face areas, has been a little problematic. They haven't managed to hold on to the ball as Thurstan go on attack.
Yes, no 5-6 faces coming in by either school in this game. Now Vishenka, step in a couple. One man in front of him. Will he be able to step inside? He does, but offloads with the number 11, Divanka, receiving ball and man. And by the looks of it, ball has been turned over, has it? No, it hasn't. Now, Wahab gives it out to the big number 8, that is Shenuka. St. Peter's College, hot on attack. To the line they go. Wahab with numbers, step in, beat in a couple of players, and Wahab will go over for the Amana Bank try, and I lost count as well, Sudarshana.
Yeah, but Patriots making it look so very easy. Wahab sniping through despite playing in the first 5-8 position, showcasing characteristics of a very well played scrum off, sniping through. Had plenty numbers on the outside. Everybody thought he will go outside, but he says, I'll cut back inside. I'll score one myself.
What's also good to see is that see the prop forward playing in first receiver, and that pretty much sells the dummy to all of the his opponents, and that he might carry, but when you see the prop forward with such good hands, tends to catch out your opponents time and time again. Well, that's half time here at the Royal Complex. 34 points to 3. A handsome 31-point lead for St. Peter's College as they sit pretty here in the pre-quarter final game against Thurstan College.
Park Avenue, long-lasting fragrance, unshakable confidence.
Keep sweating. Keep pushing the limits. Keep stepping up your game. Keep shining. Keep rising. No matter what your fitness goal is, we are always there by you, with you. Iodex, get, spray, go.
Now Rexona Sports Defense 72 hours order protection සමගින් පිරිමින් සදහමයි. Now Rexona Sports Defense 72 hours order protection සමගින් පිරිමින් සදහමයි.
එක පැත්තකින් වාගෙනදී තව පැත්තකින් මතුවෙනවා. මේ ටයිල් එක බෑ. දෙක තුනක් කැඩිලත් එක්ක. චොමරි අක්කා.
ජීවිත කාලය පුරාම අල්ලන් ඉන්න නම් ටයිල් අල්ලන්න ඕන ස්විස්ටෙක් ටයිල් ඇඩිසිව්.
ස්විස්ටෙක් ටයිල් ඇඩිසිව් අල්ලන්න හොඳම කෙනා.
Creamy richness redefined. Smooth, soft, spreadable. Introducing Fondre with canola and sunflower oil.
Park Avenue, long-lasting fragrance, unshakable confidence.
කොහෙන් හරි කමන්නේ ෆොටෝ එක තිබ්බනම් මට මේ බිත්තිය කැත වහගන්න තිබ්බා.
චොමරි අක්කා.
පිටියට ස්විස්ටෙක් ස්කිම් කෝඩ් ගාලා ෆිනිෂ් කළා නම් ඔය ප්‍රශ්න මුකුත් නැහැ.
ස්විස්ටෙක් ස්කිම් කෝට් ෆිනිෂ් එකට හොඳම කෙනා.
ලස්සන පල්ලෝකේ කොත්තුමි සර විහිදේ හික්කක සිට බැඳා ෆයිනල් ෆැෂන් අපේ
හිටක බදේ වටේ
හොටල් ස්පයිසි ගෑස් මාතේ රසේ ප්‍රීමා කොත්තුමි ෆාම් තමයි.
Now Rexona Sports Defense 72 hours order protection සමගින් පිරිමින් සදහමයි.
There is a rhythm to island life, where a walk is a dance, where there is work-life flexibility, where fun is serious, and where songs rise out of the sea. The unique and amazing facets of island living inspire us.
Bring that inspiration home. Lanka Tiles. Fine living. Redefined. Creamy richness. Redefined. Smooth, soft, spreadable. Introducing Fondre with canola and sunflower oil.
Park Avenue, long-lasting fragrance, unshakable confidence.
Seat Car Radials. The road is yours.
Now Rexona Sports Defense 72 hours order protection සමගින් පිරිමින් සදහමයි.
Seat car radials. The road is yours.
Creamy richness redefined. Smooth, soft, spreadable. Introducing Fondre with canola and sunflower oil.
Park Avenue. Long-lasting fragrance. Unshakable confidence.
වතුරත් ලීක් වෙලා ස්ලැබ් එකත් ඉවරයි. බලන්නකො දැන් සාලේ කැත. චමරි.
ස්විස්ටෙක් ඇක්වාෂීල් 2K waterproof දැම්මනම් වතුර කාන්දු වෙන්නෙත් නෑ. හිතටත් නිදහස්.
ස්විස්ටෙක් ඇක්වාෂීල් 2K waterproofer සීල් කරන්න හොඳම කෙනා.
Park Avenue. Long-lasting fragrance. Unshakable confidence.
ලස්සන පල්ලෝකේ කොත්තු මිසර විහිදේ හික්කට සිත බැඳා ෆයිවල් ෆැෂන් දපේ
හිටක බදේ වටේ
hot and spicy guess මාතේ රසේ ප්‍රීමා කොත්තුමි ෆාම් තමයි
Seat car radials. The road is yours.
Park Avenue. Long-lasting fragrance. Unshakable confidence.
Creamy richness redefined. Smooth, soft, spreadable. Introducing Fondre with canola and sunflower oil.
නව රෙක්සෝනා ස්පෝර්ට්ස් ඩිෆෙන්ස් 72 hours order protection සමගින් පිරිමින් සඳහාමයි.
කොහෙන් හරි කමන්නේ ෆොටෝ එක තිබ්බනම් මට මේ බිත්තියේ කැත වහගන්න තිබ්බා.
චමරි අක්කා.
පිත්තියට ස්විස්ටෙක් ස්කිම් කෝඩ් ගාලා ෆිනිෂ් කළා නම් ඔය ප්‍රශ්න මුකුත් නෑ.
ස්විස්ටෙක් ස්කිම් කෝට් ෆිනිෂ් එකට හොඳම කෙනා.
නව රෙක්සෝනා ස්පෝර්ට්ස් ඩිෆෙන්ස් 72 hours order protection සමගින් පිරිමින් සඳහාමයි.
Welcome back to this second half action. A bit earlier than expected. But, we have highlights from the first half. St. Peter's College scoring a total of 6 tries in reply to the Thurstanite single solitary penalty. Kicking things off early on, and it was an 8-9-11 move for the first Amana Bank try. Divanka was the beneficiary. After that, the centre in the number 13 jumper, Netshan, scored for St. Peter's College. Rounding off under the post, Veeratna put over a penalty. Then it was the first centre for St. Peter's College, Pramukha, with the try. And moments later, his fellow centre scored his second try. That was Netshan. Conversions have been a bit of a Achilles heel for this Peterite outfit, but then on, Divanka scored an individual brilliant try running down the near touchline, scoring for St. Peter's College. And on the stroke of half time, Wahab Jamal stepped a couple and went over for the final Amana Bank try for St. Peter's College, as they ran away with the game in pretty much the first half, and we don't see Thurstan College coming back in this of any sort, Sudarshana.
Yeah, it will be interesting to see what the Thurstonite response will be. They will want to make sure that they at least get a couple of scores against this Papare outfit. Hold on to the ball for a couple of paces, and then building some momentum in their ranks. Papare, of course, will look to eliminate those mistakes. The ball protection in the contact area is something they will focus on. As we're ready for the second half action here at the Royal Complex.
Preparing to kick things off are the St. Peter's College players. Vishenka preparing to take matters into his own hands. The skipper taking responsibility. Collected by Thurstan College. Did they this kick off in this second half? Better set up by the Thurstan College players. Not the best of passes by Veeraratna. However, still secure in position. Apu Arachi in at 9. Now giving it to his big forwards as they take it up into contact. Nothing really on. Veeraratna. Oh boy, terrible pass by your fly half. Well, he has not been up to the mark in this first half, and he starts the second half from pretty much where he left off, Sudarshana.
9-10 hasn't been great for Thursdanites. The delivery has been a little problematic, and has put them under a lot of unnecessary, undue pressure.
Now, straight away, St. Peter's College with an attacking opportunity. Senut to Jamal through the hands. St. Peter's College skipper Vishenka pumping his feet, but he's brought to the floor. Senut to Wahab. Here's the center. Try scorer, stepping in, beating a couple of players, still on his feet. He's brought down with momentum. I think he did get back up to his feet. And the question would be, was he held in the tackle, Sudarshana?
Yes, maybe a little harsh on the number 12 for St. Peter's. Just here, he was brought down, yes, but never held. So got back onto his feet, had the right. But referee thought otherwise. But Thurstan duly complies and gets out of their 22 meters. But opportunity again for the Papare forwards to create something. They've called on for a 5-man. 4-man rather. Could expect it to go to their forwards, and a couple of their big forwards crashing from the middle, but Thurstan College managing to come away with the ball.
Satsara was the player who threw into that line out. Apu Arachi gets smothered by Jamal, but Thurstan College still somehow managing to send the ball through the hands. Still with possession. Apu Arachi to Veeraratna, and Veeraratna drops it cold. Terrible bit of play here by the fly half. But now, here goes St. Peter's College with an opportunity. Just picked off, and the referee will be going back for the advantage of the knock-on.
Yeah, the 9-10 combination has been the Achilles heel, and something that I've noticed with the number 9, Papare, is the fact that he tries to collect the ball and pass it from a very low angle, which prompts the ball to go a little up, which makes Veeraratne to do a lot of work. He needs to make sure that he catches it above his sternum and then try and get the pass out.
St. Peter's College through the hands, Pramukha setting it up. Now, here goes the big prop forward, that's Janut. He's brought down, but the referee's arm comes out for the penalty advantage. No advantage, says the referee. Senut in the number 9 jumper. Trying to take it quickly. Setting things up for the tap. However, calls for the scrum. Straight away, attacking opportunity for St. Peter's College. Senut. Feed in the scrum. At number 8 is Shenuka. He breaks down the far side. Blind side. Bumping off a couple and he goes over for an Amana Bank try. The first of this second half as St. Peter's College start from where they left off, Sudarshana.
Yeah, great bit of work by the number 8, Pereira, who had all the time he wanted. Gets away from the flanker and goes the distance.
You can see on the replay there, Chirat getting in the way of the chaser.
Chirat had all the right to stand still, but his movement of his body to try and block that out, prompting the referee Tarindu to award that penalty. Opportunity now for Thurstanites. The line-outs haven't been great, so if they can try and hit the mark here, create something, a score here would really lift their spirits up for Thurstan. Going to be an interesting one come the league, Romario. Thurstan livery looks pretty identical to what Trinity would wear, and both of them are in the same group. Line out this time on spot, but beautiful sack coming in from Peters, who pounce and pile on that ball, but referee penalizing, wanting to have a word with the Peterite skipper.
think going forward, a few schools will be needing home and away jerseys, Sudarshana.
As a matter of fact, the Vidyartha and the Sumangala jerseys are also pretty similar to each other. Vidyartha St. Peter's jerseys are also quite similar. Luckily, we don't go by the same precedents as in World Rugby, where two teams are not going to have those dark colors when they play, which has prompted many teams to move away from their traditional jerseys. You are not going to see France and All Blacks in black and blue because both of them are dark jerseys.
The looks of it, I think St. Peter's College have replaced the number 9. Thurstan securing the line-out maul, setting things up. Down the touchline, they go. Decision time for Vijay Veera and Tarindu. Unfortunately, we can't hear them.
Was it dotted down? No, has been bundled into touch, seems to be the call. So 5 meter line out in favor of the Petrites. The idea was good, but they were cramped up in the corner. Foot in touch. Very unfortunate for the Thurstanites, who thought they finally had a score that they could celebrate.
Just not meant to be for Thurstan College. Pereira hits his man at the front. Does he? Yes, he does, as the pressure comes in. However, by the looks of it, St. Peter's College have knocked possession on in this line out. So still pressure on St. Peter's College. And now it will be interesting to see what pressure does to St. Peter's, even though they are leading by 36 points.
Yes, so when you are a team of the caliber of the Petrites, what you seek from a game like this is perfection. So they will want to make sure that they perfect everything. They are not going to be just happy with winning the game. Thurstan, on the other hand, have been absolutely impressive in this second half. They've been there. They are up for the fight. They are putting their hands up and making sure that they give a decent fight. Ball scored out from the scrum, but managing to rescue that was the number 8 for Thurstan. Carry from the forwards towards the post. Thurstan asking questions now. St. Peter's in a tussle between the forwards. Another great carry in front of the gain line. The crowd getting behind Thurstan. Thurstanites have opted to keep it close to the forwards, getting them to do the hard work. Referee now playing advantage in favor of the Thurstanites. They have a free go, free hit if you may, to the try line, and they have numbers on the open side. Stopped couple of feet away. Still with the forwards. Thurstan opting to go with the forwards. Now the ball squirts out.
Oh dear. That was the opportunity for Thurstan College. Just their hands letting them down in the last pass. But do they have an advantage coming, Sudarshana? By the looks of it, they do.
Yes, they had advantage. There was an offside infringement by St. Peter's. Referee Tarindu showing his hand and taking it quickly. Isolated. This time Hapuarachi. Lucky for the Thurstanites. The support is there from the forwards to try and clear that one out. Pressure coming in, the referee playing advantage to the Thurstanites yet again. Coming in from the side, reverse the infringement there. Standing start. And equally well defended by the Patriots. You have advantage coming, try and send it out to the backs. Roll the dice. But Thurstan opting to keep it close.
They do have numbers as well, Sudarshan, on the outside. However, the forwards, with the winger knocking on earlier on, are saying that they are not going to get the ball, but the forwards to cough things up. Now, Hapuarachi. Will he go quickly? Well, before that, referee calls for time to be switched off, and he's going to have a word with the St. Peter's College skipper.
Yeah, close to the try line. Couple of penalties coming back to back against the Patriots. He will want Vishenka to have a word with his ranks and to tell them, lads, we need to get our discipline back on track. But we will have to first attend to an injured player on the field, on the pitch from Thurstan.
News from London Place is that Royal have somehow managed to score and cut that deficit to 3 points. Here's a replay from that play. They did everything right apart from just holding on to the ball. Did Thurstan College. Bit of a break here in play with the player getting some attention. But now, by the looks of it, time has been switched back on. We are ready to go. Hapuarachi calling for a scrum. Thurstan College from underneath the edge. Options on both sides.
Yeah, penalties are going to do nothing for the Thurstanites, and they know it. They want to make sure that they capitalize on the opportunity. Number 8 being flanked by the flanker from St. Peter's, but another penalty.
Offside was the number 9, Sudarshana.
Thurstan again opting to keep it with the forwards. I don't understand this because they have advantage and they have plenty numbers on the open side with the backs. Would be ideal if they can send it out because here it comes. Veeraratna.
The roll of the dice just not going the way of Thurstan College. The hands letting them down. Just seem to look like the players are unsure of what they have to do when they are this close to the line.
So that was the third penalty back-to-back in the same area against the Patriots. Thurstan yet again opting to go for a scrum. Ideally from here, yes, if the number 8 can break Romario, just one hit, and if they can quickly send the ball out, that will catch the Patriots by surprise because they will expect Thurstan to keep it close to each other. Here's the number 8 breaking on the open side. Still on his feet, just a couple of feet away from that whitewash. Slowing it down. Thurstan close to that cushion of the post. They need to now send it out. Again, the pass wavered, but
how many more chances will they get is the question. They have butchered about 3 chances by knocking the ball on. And here's the latest one. Ball bounce in. Well, it doesn't get any easier than that, does it, Sudarshana? Indeep was the guilty party.
Yes, referee Tarandu has had enough. That's a yellow card against St. Peter's, and Thurstan yet again opting to go for a scrum, 14 against 15. If Thurstan wants to score, this is the opportunity, Romario. You're not going to get better opportunities than this, especially with a team at the caliber of Thurstan College. It's a repeat of the earlier scrum. Will they be able to try and capitalize from here? We will have to wait and see.
Also, now under 19 rule variations. The scrum has to be balanced out with the 8th man going back to the line. 7-man scrum for both teams. Ball squirts out. Here goes the Thurstan College players, and will he score? No, he won't. Just held short. Number 5 needs to get out of there. Nimsara. His teammate helps him, but a bit too late. Another penalty advantage coming. And I think Nimsara too will be in a bit of a spot of bother. He was cynically fallen on the wrong side, but Thurstan College score. It'll be interesting to see who gets up with the ball. By the looks of it, it's the number 1, Nimsara for Thurstan College, who scores the Amana Bank try and the first for Thurstan College in 2025.
Great score. Came after 4 times asking Romario was a need for the Thurstanites, but they will rejoice. This will encourage them. It may not do anything to the decision of the game, but this is going to be an important moment in this game for Thurstan. They need to make sure that they believe. They need to make sure that they back this one up. They need to make sure that they head towards a positive game from here on out. Though the conversion is not successful, game scores will remain at 39 points to 8 in favor of the Detroits. But the past 5 to 7 minutes of the game has been taken under control by Thurstan College.
In the half and in the 5 meter of St. Peter's College, they were parked. And they somehow managed to come away with points. Good for them, because they have been knocking on that door time and time again. They finally managed to break the resistance of St. Peter's College. Vishenka. Skipper Vishenka. Lining it up. Goes deep into the 22. Tells Thurstan College they need to come back from inside their own half. Kick returned. Doesn't find touch. Now Vihan gives it out to Vishenka. Number 8 pointing out something, and he opts to put boot to ball. Doesn't find touch. But the Thurstan College player, he has been bundled to the floor, and St. Peter's College pay the price.
Yeah, taken out late.
And it was quite unnecessary, Sudarshana. You should just leave that player alone and play the game.
These are places that Detroit will not want to look at when they review this game. Maybe on Tuesday. Now opportunity, because momentum is going to be absolutely important in the game of rugby. Luckily for the Detroits, they have a healthy lead. As Veeraratna duly complies and brings play close to the halfway mark. This is good from Thurstan. They understand that they need to play that territorial game in order to try and unsettle and rattle the Detroits.
Thurstan College into a shortened 4-man line out. Preparing to throw is Satsara, as the rector of St. Peter's College, watch on. Hits his man Desatsara. Net through, that was. Now a bit of a spring in the step as here goes the fly half. As an option, gets it out. The good tackle coming in from behind. However, St. Peter, Thurstan College, beg your pardon, still with possession. That should have gone out on the first time of asking. But better late than never. Still, the ball has been knocked on. Ball did roll out of the ruck and the player had all the rights, but just unable to get it under his grasp.
Well, one thing I have against Veeraratne is the fact that despite being a fly-half, most times when he throws the ball, there is no intended target. That has been a problem for Thurstanites, which they will have to quickly address, because a couple of the times that he's passed the ball, it hasn't gone to one of his centers. Referee this time penalizing, quickly taken by the Peterite scrum half. Not 10 meters is the call from the referee. They can't take it out quickly because you got to let the opposition retrieve the 10 meters. The second time of asking.
In the number 21 jumper, that is Sahad. Takes a quick tap. Jamal through the hands. Changes have come for St. Peter's. Wobbled, but caught by Jayaratna for St. Peter's. Now they're going side to side. Step in is the big forward in the number 16 jumper. Here's the player in the number 10 jumper, gets smashed from behind, but some good defensive work by Thurstan College as they somehow managed to bundle out the Peterite players and receive a defensive line out.
Yeah, some good bit of cover defensive work from the Peterite scrum half. That was Hapu Arach, I believe. Opportunity for them to try and get out of jail here. They need to make sure they hit the mark. Couple of players on the ground for Thurstan College. It's never easy, isn't it, Romario, to keep running in this kind of outfield. It's soggy underfoot conditions. It takes a toll on you, and also this is the first game of the season. All that intensity, all the pressure that's going to come in will have a toll on the players, which is why Coach Martis has decided that he's bringing in his finishers to make sure that he keeps his starters fresh and ready to go in that all-important quarter-final, which will be against Zahira College, who has had a close encounter, Romario. So some of these teams who have had a close encounter, they will prefer to match up against teams that had the easy encounter, who are not tested.
Still a 7-man scrum for both teams. Early hook, says the referee. Apugalla. Apu Arachi rather, beg your pardon. Kick charge down. But not 10 from the free kick. So a second free kick. Veeraratne takes a quick tap. There goes Tilakaratne in the number 6 jumper. Now Hapu Arachi. Use it to Veeraratne as he gets smothered as he puts boot to ball. That's Gion. St. Peter's College hot on attack, Sudarshana.
Yeah, very dangerous kick that was because the defensive line that advanced from Thurstan had plenty holes in it, and if they wanted to exploit that, Vishenka was the best man, and luckily for Thurstan, Vishenka losing his footing. Now numbers on this side of the field for Peters. Big no argue. Doing very well was the Thurstonite defender to bring the man down. Peters now asking a lot of questions, building faces. Referee playing advantage in favor of the Peterites. In the second half, St. Peter's seems to have taken the foot off the pedal. It is not going to please their coaching setup. Pass to no man. This is not ideal from the Peterites as Thurstan looked to tackle that ball. Keeping it with the forwards are the Peterites. Now a solitary number 8. To the backs it goes. Space, pace, one man to beat, and now will go to the distance. Vishenka Silva, the skipper, touches down in the corner. Good work by him, good easy work for a player of that caliber. This man is going to be a one to keep an eye out on Romario.
Amana Bank try for Vishenka Silva as he seems to cramp up a bit. But now the game has been sealed. Well, it was so when the first half ended. But St. Peter's College just finding their feet again in this second half. And they go over for Namana Bank try. There's the skipper. Now the usual kicker, Emit Jayavira, in the number 10 jumper. Puts boot to ball, and that's why he's in the number 10 jumper even though he's on the bench, Sudarshana.
Yeah, Jayavira, the preferred kicker for St. Peter's. I believe he was rested because he's nursing an injury, heavily strapped right knee. Jayavira in that number 10 shirt. From the corners, absolutely no problem.
And see straight away his leadership qualities as well. Coming in, calling the shots, making sure his team is having enough of in their lungs as well as they prepare to collect the restart.
With little over 5 minutes to go, Romario, I think it's a good time for us to start the discussion of who will be the Swiss Tech player of the match for this game, as Kaluvarachi's kick doesn't find the 10 meters. Some good performances from the Peterite camp. Of course, the skipper Vishenka Silva has been wonderful, but I'm tending more towards that center combination, Romario. They've been wonderful. It's going to be a toss-up. For me, it's going to be a toss-up between either the 12 or the 13.
Yes, I was thinking the same, Sudarshana. 12 or 13.
Well, let's just give the lads a couple of more minutes to really put their hands up, because the 13 still on the field. Vishenka still going. Very elusive runner and a strong ball carrier. Referee with an advantage in place of St. Peter's. There's going to be a penalty offside, says the referee, quickly taken by the Peterites. Now going to the open side. Plenty of numbers. Show and go. Just stopped short of the try line. Peterites still with advantage. The forwards will hit out a couple. But referee decides that there was no advantage. They will have to take it from the correct mark. St. Peter's looking for the 50-point score, and they will get it through their skipper. Amana back, try number 2 for Vishenka in the short side. Easy as you like, untouched in the corner. Score rises up to 51 points.
Easy does it for St. Peter's College. Can see the quality that came off the bench and how they have controlled the game from then on. Be worrying signs for the other teams looking on.
Well, just on to the right side of where we are doing the production, you can see a host of green jerseys of Zahira College who are having an eager eye on the proceedings. They know the victors of this game will be the ones that they meet next week. So it's pretty safe to say it's Detroit's taking on Zahira College in the quarterfinal. Seems like the physio and a player who was injured from Thurstan College had obstructed image Jayavira, so Thurstan do not have an opportunity to charge it down, I believe. Yes. Referee says no charge down allowed. So Jayavira will have all the time in the world, and this time did have distance and the height, but slight sway away from the post will keep the score at 51 points in favor of the Detroits.
Thurstan College blowing up and blown away in the game as well. Hapuarachi preparing to restart. Puts it deep. Collected by the replacement scrum half. Here goes St. Peter's College. Whoa! That's quite a dangerous tackle.
Well, that was certainly a tip tackle. That's going to be a card for sure. Just a matter of which color it's going to be. Hapuarachi and Veeratna pleads desperately. If it's over the shoulder, so you are going to do the Nordic son. That's going to be That was the number 22 who has come on to the field for Thurstan, being a little over eager that time. Romario
Rajapaksha that was, and I think he's lucky to see yellow. Sudarshana.
Absolutely.
Now St. Peter's, Emit Javir. Well read, but massive chase coming in. Pressure on the Thurstan College players. Swarming into that breakdown now St. Peter's, but Thurstan somehow managed to recycle. Still with possession at Thurstan College. Ball sneaking out of the ruck. St. Peter's College now through the hands. Emit Javir gives it out to the new men, all in bright new blue, white and gold jumpers, but they are bundled into touch.
Real kudos to the defensive effort of Thurstanites. They've managed to keep a wrap on this Detroit team despite scoring 3 tries in this last couple of minutes of the game. But Romario, a real humdinger happening at CRNFC. It was 21 points to 24 in favor of Kingswood a couple of minutes ago, but they've just scored a try, Royal College. So 26 to 24 with the conversion to come. And we need to really discuss about the player of the match. Like I like we agreed, it's between Aditya and Mantusha. And Mario, I'm leaning a little towards that number 13 jersey, Mantusha, who has been an explosive runner and played a couple of more minutes as well compared to Aditya, who was taken out a little earlier. I'm going to propose the name of Mantusha for Swiss Tech player of the match.
Indeed, Sudarshana did really well. Did the centres, both players. However, Mantusha, Netshan Mantusha is the Swiss Tech player of the match, and they have surely lit up this field, have St. Peter's College. Throwing into the line out, Thurstan College secures things, does net through. Maul set up, Maul being defended. An advantage coming though for Thurstan College. No advantage, says the referee, as the line out Maul was brought down illegally, and now Thurstan College puts boot to ball into touch.
Just under 1 minute on our clock, but the referee will have a couple more because there was a couple of stoppages in the game. Going to be a very interesting one here. What Thurstanites want to do, if they can score one just before the end of the game. So they will want to finish the game on a high with a score. Yet again trying to set it up, but the sack was illegal, says the referee, dragging them down. So penalty in favour of Thurstanites. Oh well.
Enough is enough, says Veeraratna. As he says, thank you very much for coming. We will go back to the drawing board as St. Peter's College make progress. 51 points to 8 reads the full-time score.
Yeah, and with that book, their spot in the quarter-final against Zahira College. Only one spot open, and two teams are delivering blow after blow to secure that in the closing minutes at London Place. 28 points to 24 is the score in favour of Royal College. But here it was all the Bambalapitiya who were dominant. But lovely to see most of these players having great camaraderie, having a good laugh, having a good hug after a well-fought game.
One-sided affair here at the Royal Complex ground. St. Peter's College, they'll be happy with their performance, the way they ended the game. But I'm sure Coach Sanath Martis will have quite a bit to say, as we know what sort of a perfectionist he is. 53 points to 8. And news from London Place is that Royal have somehow managed to scrap past Kingswood 28 points to 24. Well, none of us saw that coming. But it's good to see Father Rector having a prayer after the game. key stats from this game. 51 points to 8. St. Peter's College running away with the game. 9 tries for them with them converting 3. Thurstan College just 1 try and 1 penalty. Netshan Mantusha from St. Peter's in the number 13 jumper, the outside centre, was awarded the Swiss Tech Player of the Match. Well, plenty to work for Thurstan College and for St. Peter's as well. They will no doubt go back to the drawing board, regroup and be hoping to come back stronger with a more better performance. A better 70-minute performance. As we see a bit of the highlights from the second half. St. Peter's College, well, it was pretty much all going their way. Shenuko was the first try scorer. Thurstan somehow managed to score a try through Nimsara, as the referee gave it with all smiles. Then Emit Javira linked up with skipper Vishankar as he scored his first out of his 2 Amana Bank tries. To round it off, it was the skipper himself scoring and ending proceedings here at the Royal College Sports Complex. So how things line up, it'll be St. Peter's taking on Zahira, Trinity playing St. Thomas's, DS playing Royal, Wesley playing Isipatana, and those 4 games will be lined up next week on the 3rd and the 4th of May. That will be the quarterfinal lineup for the Dialog Schools Rugby Knockout competition. So that's it from us here at the Papare, with hopes of bringing you live action from the quarterfinals. I'm Romario De Silva signing off alongside Sudarshana with our technical and production crew. It's thank you and goodbye for now until we see you again.
Stand by for opener.
Sri Lanka's #1 sports channel, ThePapare.
3, 2, 1, roll.
It's been the Sri Lanka අංක එක ක්‍රීඩා නාලිකාව ThePapare සමග.
Welcome back to ThePapare.
Welcome to the live broadcast on ThePapare.
luck, guys. Good luck, everyone.
The Papare, Sri Lanka's #1 television sports channel.
Keep sweating. Keep pushing the limits. Keep stepping up your game. Keep shining. Keep rising. No matter what your fitness goal is, we are always there by you, with you. Iodex. Get. Spray. Go.
Park Avenue, long-lasting fragrance, unshakable confidence.
Creamy richness redefined. Smooth, soft, spreadable. Introducing Fondre with canola and sunflower oil.
Maliban lemon puff puff, lemon puff, Maliban lemon puff. Hamasitakma pipide, rasa lemon rasa ye. Jeevithayama mihirai. Maliban lemon puff puff, lemon puff, Maliban lemon puff, Maliban lemon puff. Chilven lemon.
Park Avenue, long-lasting fragrance, unshakable confidence.
එක පැත්තකින් වාගෙනදී තව පැත්තකින් මතුවෙනවා. මේ ටයිල් එක බෑ. දෙක තුනක් කැඩිලත් එක්ක. සමරි අක්කා.
ජීවිත කාලය පුරාම අල්ලන් ඉන්න නම් ටයිල් අල්ලන්න ඕන ස්විස් ටෙක් ටයිල් ඇඩිසිව්.
ස්විස් ටෙක් ටයිල් ඇඩිසිව් අල්ලන්න හොඳම කෙනා.
Park Avenue, long-lasting fragrance, unshakable confidence.
Our mountains are majestic. They can be life-giving. Some are even sacred, and their heights bear marks of our heritage. Our mountains elevate us. To us, they are ever inspiring.
Bring that inspiration home. Lanka Tiles. Fine living. Redefined.
නව රෙක්සෝනා ස්පෝර්ට්ස් ඩිෆෙන්ස් 72 hours order protection සමගින් පිරිමින් සඳහාමයි.
ලස්සන පන් ලෝකේ කොත්තුමි සර විහිදේ හිටක සිත බැඳා මාතේ ෆයිනල් ෆැෂන් අපේ
හිටක බදේ වටේ
හට ස්පයිසි කැස් මාතේ රසේ ප්‍රීමා කොත්තුමි ෆාම් තමයි.
Park Avenue, long-lasting fragrance, unshakable confidence.
Car Radials. The road is yours.
Park Avenue, long-lasting fragrance, unshakable confidence.
එක පැත්තකින් වාගෙනදී තව පැත්තකින් මතුවෙනවා. මේ ටයිල් එක බෑ. දෙක තුනක් කැඩිලත් එක්ක. සමරි අක්කා.
ජීවිත කාලය පුරාම අල්ලන් ඉන්න නම් ටයිල් අල්ලන්න ඕන ස්විස් ටෙක් ටයිල් ඇඩිසිව්.
ස්විස් ටෙක් ටයිල් ඇඩිසිව් අල්ලන්න හොඳම කෙනා.
නව රෙක්සෝනා ස්පෝර්ට්ස් ඩිෆෙන්ස් 72 hours order protection සමගින් පිරිමින් සඳහාමයි.
Park Avenue, long-lasting fragrance, unshakable confidence.
කොහෙන් හරි කමන්නේ ෆොටෝ එක තිබ්බනම් මට මේ බිත්තිය කැත වහගන්න තිබ්බා.
සමරි අක්කා.
පිටියට ස්විස් ටෙක් ස්කිම් කෝඩ් ගාලා ෆිනිෂ් කළා නම් ඔය ප්‍රශ්න මුකුත් නැහැ.
ස්විස් ටෙක් ස්කිම් කෝට් ෆිනිෂ් එකට හොඳම කෙනා.
නව රෙක්සෝනා ස්පෝර්ට්ස් ඩිෆෙන්ස් 72 hours order protection සමගින් පිරිමින් සඳහාමයි.
Maliban lemon puff puff, lemon puff, Maliban lemon puff. Hamasitakma pipide, rasa lemon rasa ye. Jeevithayama mihirai. Maliban lemon puff puff, lemon puff, Maliban lemon puff, Maliban lemon puff. Chilven lemon.
ලස්සන පන් ලෝකේ කොත්තුමි සර විහිදේ හිටක සිත බැඳා මාතේ ෆයිනල් ෆැෂන් අපේ
හිටක බදේ වටේ
හට ස්පයිසි කැස් මාතේ රසේ ප්‍රීමා කොත්තුමි ෆාම් තමයි.
නව රෙක්සෝනා ස්පෝර්ට්ස් ඩිෆෙන්ස් 72 hours order protection සමගින් පිරිමින් සඳහාමයි.
Seat Car Radials. The road is yours.
වතුරත් ලීක් වෙලා ස්ලැබ් එකත් ඉවරයි. බලන්නකො දැන් සාලේ කැත. චමරි.
ස්විස්ටෙක් ඇක්වාෂීල් 2K waterproof දැම්මනම් වතුර කාන්දු වෙන්නෙත් නෑ. හිතටත් නිදහස්.
ස්විස්ටෙක් ඇක්වාෂීල් 2K waterproofer සීල් කරන්න හොඳම කෙනා.
නව රෙක්සෝනා ස්පෝර්ට්ස් ඩිෆෙන්ස් 72 hours order protection සමගින් පිරිමින් සඳහාමයි.
Seat Car Radials. The road is yours.
නව රෙක්සෝනා ස්පෝර්ට්ස් ඩිෆෙන්ස් 72 hours order protection සමගින් පිරිමින් සඳහාමයි.